Alright everybody, this is Sunday morning coffee. I'm going to let you kind of peek at this is my little sanctum here. This is where I like to hang out. My little fire pit there. One day I'll actually put stones up around it. That's the garage you see the face of. That's my little home. I made some planters out of these logs and we're just going around. You know, this is second year here, just trying to get everything under control and start doing the things around this property we want. I got a story to tell you about that and why it's sitting there. Alright, so I'm sitting outside. I got a good friend that's down this morning. Oh shit. It stormed last night, as you can see. It's overcast. It was just hot as hell yesterday. It's gonna be warm today too, whatever. But apparently I slept late. Didn't mean to, but I did. So there. And that's why Sunday morning coffee is coming to you folks late. Not a lot of stuff we shot footage on this week in the shop. There was a lot going on, but not a lot to show. Let me see. The Monte Carlo, we're still cutting out rust. We welded up one broken frame section. I got a funny feeling there's going to be 2 broken frame sections more to deal with. Let me see. Yep. So, all in all, that's where we're at. The AC unit. You saw the van kind of sitting there. That is my buddy who owns the Tundra and owns the Ranger. That Ranger's still haunting me. I can't seem to sell the bastard. It's worth every penny and more than what he's got to have out of it. But everything's slow right now. We haven't had car lot work in like a month, which, I mean, that's a double-edged sword there. Getting away from car lot work would do wonderful things for our work and reputation, to be frank. Jeremy and I may be getting a part-time gig manufacturing some industrial equipment. And I'll take Jeremy with me during the initial discussions on it. It's not really a negotiation. During the initial discussions on it, I was asked, do I want to figure hourly or by the job? I can't tell you the last time I worked hourly for somebody. Inside of a week, I can have Jeremy cutting, welding, fabbing, reading prints like a pro. But it's going to be a week of a learning curve, which this part-time gig will only be 1 or 2 days a week. It's a small outfit here in Des Moines that builds industrial equipment, cook ovens. Interesting. Hit the button, didn't I? They build cook ovens, paint booths, shit like that. So it may put me in a stance I can have better access to steel, cheaper access to steel, and I can get blueprints to a paint booth. So, that being that, another thing I'm pondering doing is, if you all are interested, it's not going to some great charitable cause or anything like that. Specifically, it's going to the shop. I'm pondering doing a raffle if y'all are interested. Give me some interesting little item. You know, I did the door pulls. Any number of things can be fabricated up that you folks may not want to or have specifically what equipment's needed, whatever. Or it would just be fun. Give me some ideas. Some small shit I can drop in a box and ship. The door pulls were the first option that I had come up with because, well, I've already got the basic dimensions and drawings for those. But I'm really thinking of doing a raffle with all you guys and see where we can get. I haven't figured out any specifics yet. It's going to depend on object art that is involved. But we'll kind of go from there. We'll see where it goes. If I get enough interest in it, then and enough people suggesting things to be made, then we'll go with it. This is coming to you as doing the right thing, okay? There's a line in the sand you must draw, okay? I had that gentleman with the Silverado. That thing rusted. Again. This guy had a minuscule budget, okay? It was a cover-it-up kind of budget. And he even said as much. He wanted the rust to stop, but he just wanted to cover it up. He didn't want to spend a lot of money. We pulled that cab corner out. It's about a 90% repair, okay? I have to work within the budgets that are handed to me. In fact, he negotiated me 20% less on the price I had given him to do a basic job. And it needed to be about 80% more to do the whole job right. It was supposed to be a $1,000 job. He wanted an $800 job. I said, I can give you an $800 job. That thing came back to me. That started rusting again. We treated it. The last time we sent it out of here, we actually cut out a strip of metal, used naval jelly, used a couple of different products in that nature to dissolve the rust, treat it, harden it, move on. The interior panel's in such bad shape, the whole wheelhouse needs cut off. He called me up last weekend telling me it's rusting again. It's like, well, Matt, I'm sorry, but where we're at is that's got to be a panel replacement. I said, I'll be very fair with you on it, but I am not seeing your truck in here for rust again for free. I told him when we went into it that those panels were so chock full of rust inside and between that he was very realistically looking at a panel replacement. People don't want to hear that, so they choose not to. I had to draw a line in the sand. I'm sure he's unhappy with me and my shop. We did what we could on the budget we were given. I had to make the asshole call because I could spend 2 days cutting panels out and repairing them. It should take that repair. If you get the wheel arch, it should take you, just less than a day of actual work. But it'd have to be at the shop for 2 days to treat all the rust and let it dry and cure and do correctly. So, drawing a line in the sand. And then you got folks, my buddy Terry. Let me see. He dropped his truck off. We had to clean it up a little bit and such for him, and we smoked the taillights and the third brake light, and it looks just sharp. And that was part of the original deal that I ran out of time for previously. So he picked up his pickup and just asked if we could drop his van up. I don't give a shit. Terry's been really good to us, and he's just been a good guy to have around. Decent people. And that being that, anyhow, he's pissed because he shows up at the door. I got the door open, the fans are on, it's hot, and he's actually wounded. That didn't say nothing about the AC. And so he drags, it's a used unit, but who gives a damn, right? It works. So our friend Kent is here, so he's going to help us hook up an AC at a greatly reduced rate. That's our friend Kent, and that's another gentleman that I won't stop at to help out. But yeah, I mean, just doing the right shit for the sake of doing the right shit. I didn't expect anything out of him by way of AC unit. I don't have the money to put one in the house right now. I just don't. This is the second year for this shop, and You know, service work is one thing. Anybody can get service work. It's pretty easy. But when you get into restoration, you know, when you get into body work, it's a little harder around here. Not just anybody's going to trust you with their car for paint and body. You get into restoration, whew, you get more doors slammed in your face over it. People are really nervous about the new guys. Especially, you know, I mean, I'm 30, almost 36, but I'm younger than most of the guys doing the restoration around here. The guys doing restoration are semi-retired, and they just want to play with the old cars and make them feel young again. That's a lot of it around here in the small, you know, basically backyard shops. But again, like I said, there's always a reward of just doing the right thing to you, to your being. And then sometimes life throws you these wondrous little items. Terry's just a solid good guy. He's a scoundrel, but by most accounts, so am I. I've come to enjoy his company like a brother, you know. So, for all the naysayers and haters and whiners out there, it's not worth it. You're getting yourself upset over someone else's fucking issues. For guys like the street rodder out there, he's always in support of what folks are doing. If he doesn't agree, he just doesn't say nothing. And you know, it's much easier to get what you want with sugar rather than vinegar. And I've set my life up in such a simple manner. I don't really have ulterior motives. I don't have usury plans for individuals. I was that guy once. If I saw a worth or value in a person beyond just them being about or their company, I used them shamelessly. Not without their benefit, you know, they would benefit from it as well, but it was a poignant, you know, there were some folks that were of dubious moral character that I kept around because they had some usefulness done. If I don't enjoy someone's company, I don't want them around. I got a buddy that everybody just, I'd say Daryl's on his way over, and they're like, oh God, no. Well, he's a very simple fellow, not highly educated. But you get him to cut through the shit and the tall tales, and he's just a nice guy. He's a good person. And I gotta correct him regularly, which is tough because he's 10 years my senior. But again, he's not a highly educated man. It's not his fault. He's more a victim of circumstance than anything. I don't know that he can ever, you know, do, quote, anything for me. But it doesn't matter anymore. That's kind of what I wanted to poke at today. The facet of go out and do something for an individual that can do nothing for you in return. Darren, he told me about that bus. You know, told us about that bus over a month ago. That's not what I meant, brother. God, I'm so sorry that guy hammered you on that. I don't think there's anywhere in the U.S. that bus can go that guy won't be recognized now. That just sucks. That's not what I meant. And I hope that guy gets all that he deserves. And eventually in life we do. Eventually in life we get all that we deserve. So make sure what you deserve is worth having, okay? That at the end of the day, make sure that what you do, you know, that what you deserve is good. My parting words are, we are our deeds. And we are those that we gather around us closely. If you do rotten deeds, guess what? guess what that really makes you as an individual. We gather ourselves around rotten people. Guess what that makes you as an individual. And it's not going to make life easier. Life ain't easy to begin with. But when I moved here, when I decided to do this, I simplified my life, and my deeds by and by are pure and motive. So, next week, more Monty footage. Some Mercedes footage. I'm going to put together the little vid some of you guys have already seen. I'm going to edit it out proper and add some. And actually publish that video. Omar, we got that motorcycle. He will be a new customer. I really dig working with the guy. Probably get a few collisions in. We'll always do some stuff like that. Quick turnaround cash is good. Right now I got a 4-piece running around the shop. I will for the rest of this week. You folks have a great day. Have a great what's left of your weekend. We'll see you again at the next Sunday morning coffee.